Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Fate Podcast, where we discuss film, anime, television, and other forms of entertainment. I am your host, Elijah, and we also have my co-host here, Sam. Sam, what's up? How you doing today?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
So we're gonna start the show with obviously our recommendations. For me, it's a show that I really like a lot. Just came out with their fourth season on Friday. The Boys. If you haven't watched The Boys, I don't know where you guys been. Is on Amazon Prime. Has the first three seasons. That's something to binge over the week, over the weekend. You know, basically about a superpower um, universe, but rated R, bro. Like nothing more is said about that. Incredible actors, incredible plot. I got dig into that show, bro. The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I just watched the premiere. Is that it? I think it's the third season that just came out.
Third, fourth. I think it's the third. You probably right. Probably
Whatever.
The third
but
season.
Just this. But yeah. I just watched the 3-episode premiere. That shit was so good. I'm very pumped for that season.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm debating whether I should just watch it every week or just watch it towards the end. I know that definitely something we probably should talk about on the show, but I don't know if I should wait to like binge it or just watch it every week. I don't know.
I just dove in and went, or you know what? I didn't watch all three back to back to back. Like I watched one, did something else, then I watched another, and then came back the next day and watched the third.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that show's so good. My recommendation is a show called Z-Way. She's super hilarious. I've been obsessed with her recently just because I've been seeing clips. She has sort of like Eric Andre, Zach Galifianakis sort of like interview style. You know what I mean? Like it's very much satire, but like, you know, she's asking questions that are uncomfortable or awkward, and it always sparks really interesting conversation and usually really hilarious conversation. Like for example, she asked Fran Lebowitz, what is a bigger problem for you, slow walk, or what is a bigger problem, slow walkers or racism? And you know, like she usually asks the question like, oh, how many black friends do you have? And like she had Charlemagne the God on for the first episode of her new season. It's on Showtime. I just did the free trial just so I can
so you can watch it. I got you, bro.
Yeah, just because she was really, really funny. Just because she sits there with a smile and very much asks it very seriously, and it's just like, please don't dodge the question. Like I asked you, this is like what, like, and like she asked Charlemagne the God, like, you know, you have maligned black women many times in your career. So why do you hate black women? You know, like, so it's just like hilarious shit like that. Because like, I mean, he even knows it's a joke because he just sits there and just starts laughing because he's just like, what the fuck? Like, how could you just do that? Where does that even come from? But it's great. Z-Way.
Z-Wing. It's Z-Wing, right?
Z-Way.
Okay.
Z-I-W-E. Z-Way.
Gotcha. So if you like the shows we're talking about, check them out. Now today what we're gonna review is Stranger Things. Stranger Things been out for what 5-6 years because of COVID. It's on Netflix. It was like one of the biggest things Netflix ever produced when it first came out. You know, right now I have season 4. Well, part 1, season 4. And you know, Sam, what do you think about the season so far?
So I thought it was awesome. I'd missed the show so much. Like you said, it was probably like the first big show Netflix had. And what was funny is like I remember it not being big at first, like when it first released, caught my eye, and then like I watched that first season and it was just so incredible. And nobody had been talking about it. I was like, what the heck? A week or two later, everybody was nuts about it. Um, but this fourth season, they've like come a long way, dude. Like it is on some Game of Thrones level type stuff right now. And there's a lot of great things, a few things that I could probably uh complain about, I suppose. But I think overall it's come such a long way. It has so many moving pieces, but it's still handling it really well, I thought. I'm just really excited to see how this volume 2 ends up. But um yeah, I just thought volume 1 was really, really good. It took a little longer to watch, that's for sure.
No, definitely. Bro, when when I saw each episode runtime, I was just like, goodness grief. But that for some reason, that's not even a knock on the show. Like I
No,
enjoyed
it's not.
watching every minute of it. Like it, I was shocked of how good this season was. And now, I can agree with you. Like this show was like amazing. It was done well. Um, Thinking back on like even last season, and when they show in the recap in the beginning, I was just like, and then watching this season, I'm like, no, last season wasn't even that good. Like this season's really good.
Yeah, it's really a show that keeps outdoing itself. And
Yeah.
again, a show that when you watch the end, gets to the end of the season, you're just kind of like, how could they do more? Like, what could you possibly outdo yourself on this season? And they just really did. And I mean, I really think the greatest piece of it, their storytelling was insane this season.
By
There,
far.
there
By far.
was so many bait and switches, and a few of them you don't really even think about or expect. Like it kind of hits you, and you just go, "Wait, what?" Like, wow, like they didn't even have to do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They did, and it just makes it so crazy. So before we even get to all of that, I guess let's start square one, and we kind of get introduced back to our whole crew of characters, right?
Yeah.
But all in different places now. It's a year later. They're 11 and Will and his family, they're out in
Yeah.
California.
Mike, Lucas, all of them.
Yeah, and the rest of them, the rest of them are still in Hawkins, but Dustin and Mike, they're kind of still dorky dudes. Lucas, he's in that awkward position. He's that nerdy kid. He loves doing those things and loves hanging out with those guys. But he's now also trying to be cool, man. He's trying to be on the basketball, he is on the basketball team. Good basketball player. So he's floating in both of those worlds, and he's trying to figure out where his loyalties are. And that was a really compelling piece, I thought.
Oh yeah.
You, of course, have Max, who is distraught. She watched her brother just get like eviscerated, but like he also saved everybody. Like, and there's a lot of trauma that everyone is trying to reel from, and seeing how all of them are dealing with it or trying to move through life was really relatable, really interesting. And of course we have Steve and
Robin.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Steve and Robin, which quickly is becoming a favorite character of mine.
Yeah.
Robin.
Oh yeah.
Steve just keeps getting cooler with each, like the character development of that character from season 1 to now is
Steve.
insane.
Steve.
Something is highly respectable.
Oh yeah. No, I can, you touched on a lot of things, bro, and I can agree with you on everything, bro.
Uh,
Like the characters here, and then we saw them as a little kid. Like now
I
they
know,
get
dude.
all of them are freaking tall and whatnot. Like from yeah, the character development, the way they grew, the way they um are now is pretty amazing, bro. Like staying on the character aspect of it, Max, bro. Like Max is by far one, first of all, one of the best child actors there. Like she's a better actor than Mike, Lucas, well, L, all of them, bro. I really, really like Max.
Wow.
I think she's funny. I think when she shows emotion, it's like it's real. Like everyone have done their part, but Max, I think, is the number one child actor there. Um, and I'll go through her episode later, but I think they really brought out a lot as far as like the character dynamic with Elle and Mike and their relationship. We don't, seeing Nancy and Steve. Are they gonna get back together? Who knows? Like, and then Jonathan, he's just help there. We don't know too much about him, and introducing the other Jonathan's friend, the long haired
Argyle.
Argyle, yeah, and
I was just
whatnot.
saying, I couldn't forget that name because I thought that was so hilarious. I was like, really? Argyle? All right.
Yeah, and like the way this show progressed, like I knew when I started watching the show, like they're all separated, all doing their own thing, all trying to have a mission, but it was so like it was still connected because
Yes.
um the mom is trying to get
Hopper.
Hopper back
Yeah,
with
her with that crazy.
yeah
I want to say conspiracy guy, but all the shit that he keeps talking about is accurate. So
yeah.
you
So
know,
like so we're worrying about that. Say, oh, how the hell they're gonna get Hopper back from Russia, and then we're worrying about Elle and her situation, trying to get her powers back, and um, you know, getting the story around her, and then now you have everyone in Hawkins trying to escape from Vecna, which is the big bad villain and whatnot. So it's just like
awesome name, by the way.
and so all these stories is happening, but then you like all the stories, like the A part, the B part, the C plot. The B plot may not be as interesting as the A plot and all this other stuff, but all of them is so everything is so interesting, bro. And the way they pace the show, the way they go throughout everything was beautiful. I couldn't even. It was nice. I was trying to think, okay, what's something I don't like about it? Maybe I can name a few things, but like I was so intrigued throughout every episode.
Can we take a moment to talk about how suddenly it just became like that she's a superhero being debriefed by like all these scientists and stuff like that in the government? Like, what? Like, that was so crazy to me. Like there was nothing that like maybe like think it was like dumb or something. Like I was just kind of like, wait, what? Like they're just like, 11, we need your help one last time. And it's just like, what the heck is like going on, dude? Like she's the chosen one. But like, I mean, in a weird way, she is as that story unfolds. And as I kind of am talking about here, that might be the best way to kind of talk about this right now, is talking about each character in the storyline that followed for them, just because everybody has their own adventure. Like literally as I watched it, I split them up into factions in my mind.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, okay, faction 1 here, faction 2, 3, 4, like I just kind of, that's how I justified in my head. Like, I was like, okay, what's up with this group right now? Oh, this group and this group about to meet up. So like with 11, dude, um, she ends up trying to get her powers back, right? And before that, she was being bullied and she's trying to be normal and everything. And dude, the moment where she did like this,
Bro,
that made me cringe so hard. Like I had to look away and I just kept going, oh, like I had to make noise so I didn't hear what happened because like
yo,
that
before
hurts.
before that, I was just like, because they were setting up the scene for her to do that. I was like, no, don't do it. I'm like, don't do it. And she did it. I was just like, no, I was the same way. I was like, no, you just embarrass yourself, bro. But go ahead.
Yeah, dude, that was so bad. Yeah, and then that ends up leading to, well, I'll just kind of skip ahead to the skating rink. And she's there with Mike. Mike's in town now, and she hasn't been totally honest with him. And something's going on with Will. I don't really get what's going on with
But
him.
yeah,
He's just
okay.
kind of lost.
Yeah.
And like it kind of makes sense why he feels so lost. But she hasn't been truthful. She's saying those girls that are bullying her are her friends. And I mean, they completely embarrass her again. And like literally, she ends up begging for them to just say it was a joke and that they're all friends. And like it's so sad to see that because like she's just so desperate to fit in and just like wants to portray this image. And I don't know, it was just sad. But then the switch flips, and she took that skate. I was just like, yo, don't do the skate, just like punch her in the face. Like
I know. That's what I said.
she cracked she cracked that girl right between the eyes, bro. Thing that killed me though is they stuck around. Like I was like, yo, just fucking leave. Like run out of there now. Like you just committed a crime. And that was the funny thing to me was she commits this crime, and that's when they were like, they get stopped. They're like, oh, we're gonna take her from here. It is just like, oh shit. But the scientists that we have seen as bad guys the whole time are really the good guys. Like, actually did mean well. They understand what they have done is bad, but they're trying to rectify what they have done.
Yeah.
And I like the redemption of the characters personally, just because they are needed for her to be successful here. And we finally get to learn a little bit about her time there. Like it has been, I had to look it up as we started this. The show started in 2016. That's when it first dropped. It has been 6 years. And in, those first three seasons, we still never really learned much about her. Then again, it's kind of been like, it doesn't really matter. Like she was just like in this place, but we finally got to learn more. And boy, oh boy, was that a good story.
Yeah. Because I mean, I feel like we care more about Elle now and her situation than ever before, especially what she went through and how, there was more than one twist and turns in the series, man. And that was the biggest one. That was one of the biggest one where we keep on thinking, Elle, why are you going to pop up? Like you had a chance to leave, you went back. I understand you need your powers, but come on, like they're the bad guys. But then we really find out who really is the bad guy. And even if their methods are not ethical, because they're not, they're trying to do what they can to deal with the situation. And if and I guess if you try to be ethical with people like one, I don't think you're gonna survive, you know.
Mhm.
Um, so I feel like
Like,
the that storyline, the way that on revealed it was amazing, man.
right. And like just to kind of add on really quick, you know, the show opens up with this scene, what looks like 11 has just completely murdered everyone. Um, so just to kind of add that bit in, because
Correct.
this,
And
this this is a big part of like why she goes back.
yeah,
Because she wants to know, like, why did I do that? Or did I do that? What happened?
yeah. And the thing is, like, they made you believe it was Elle because I believed it because her outbreak all the time, the way she snapped and hit the freaking girl with the um with the skates and whatnot. All you
Right.
had to do was punch her. All right, get it, but you know, it was just like, well, damn, Elle can. They really believe that Elle can really do something like this, especially when she's all getting bullied and stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay, never and never have I would never believe that it was someone else. Like they never even hinted that it was someone else that was able that would be able to do this until the end, bro. So I like that they held on to that mystery until the end. Um so yeah, I think you know, like we were saying, we got a lot of character development, especially with Elle. Even though we didn't see much of Elle as far as like interacting with the Vecna or trying to save people and whatnot. This season for her was about character development and building her story up. So
Yeah.
next season, hey, she better come to play. Well, not next part of season 4. She's probably gonna come to play.
Yeah. And the fun fact, those episodes are gonna be like hour 45, and I think the final one's supposed to be like 2.5, 3 hours.
I mean, I don't know
Like
why
they're
they did
all
that.
very long episodes, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like there's a lot of things left here. And you know, I guess to kind of just quickly move through the rest of 11 story here, just because we still got a lot of ground to cover with all the other characters. Um, she we see her have this relationship with one of the orderlies.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout that, you're just like, wow, this guy is like looking out for her, and was the only person that's caring, that truly cared for her, and all of this, and shows how he tried to get her to escape. And as she's there, you see her kind of deal with similar problems, being bullied. Um, and she also sees like that orderly again, uh like getting beat up because he's like kind of being close with her, and tells her the story of like, you know, number one, and how she reminds him of number one and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and that he is indeed real. um and when he gets to, what's the word I'm looking for, when he gets to like the point where he's about to set her free, you know, he's just like, why don't you you know, you go by yourself, I got to stay here, you know, I got this thing that tracks me. She takes it out. Turns out he has powers, and he is number one. And what we get to find out further is that he's the one that commits all the murders. He goes crazy because he's like, fuck this place, like this place is a prison, I'm just setting these people free. And he turns on 11 because he's like, you know, she stands up to him. She's just a little kid, and she stands up to him. It's just like, not a chance. And uh it's the first time that you get it, or it's the moment that she opened the portal for the first time into what is called the Upside Down. And she blasts him into there. And we find out that number one is Vecna. And goddamn, was that such a great reveal. That was brilliant. And I kind of called it as it was leading up to it. Like, I was
too.
no way. And sure enough, number one is Vecna. And it's just like, oh, this makes all the sense. This is why it keeps going after. This is why all these problems have been happening. It's because she just she stood up to this bad guy, blasted him to another dimension, and now he wants revenge.
Yeah. We get, and also the other big twist that that happened was the little boy in the family that
right,
that was number one. He orchestrated killing his family, put the blame on the father, but unfortunately he used too much of his power, and that's why he was able to be locked up with Papa and whatnot. But that other surprise where that little boy did all of that, killed his own mother and sister, freeing his father, bro. Like that's sick.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, but then it's just like, bro, that's great storytelling. Great storytelling.
I forgot about. I knew I was forgetting something. Yes.
Yeah.
Just all three of those things at once happening. Like, I was just like, no, what? Like, that really, really was insane.
Yeah. And then to be honest, like, I don't even know what's gonna happen next. Like, to be like, they left it. The end is where Nancy is seeing all of this, and I guess Vecna is in her mind. We end with Hopper being rescued from the Russian prison and stuff like that. So now I feel like everyone just needs to come together. I just don't know how. I don't know how that's gonna happen. Yeah, Elle got her powers back. She's stronger than ever. This season, man. Like, I can't even. The only thing I can say something is Will character. Like, Will character is just there. Like, and I understand that, like, he lost Mike, his best friend, but throughout the first couple of episodes, I'm like, yo, what the hell are you doing? Like, he's looking at Elle being beat up, and he doesn't do anything. I'm just like, what? I don't know. I still was just frustrated with his character. That's probably the only real thing I probably didn't like about the show. It's not a knock on the show, it's just a knock on Will. You feel me? But
yeah, hopefully they do something a little more. I would say my only real complaint in the show is that there's almost too many people right now.
Oh, too many people?
There's two, yeah, dude, because they added new characters again this season. You know, that guy Eddie. You got the whole basketball team.
Yeah. Okay, I agree.
And, but there's like a few others that I'm forgetting. But like, it's not like a terrible thing, but like, it's just like, okay, there's a lot going on this season. I mean, hell, like, we haven't even gotten into Dustin and Max and Lucas.
Yeah.
Because all three of those guys are kind of all tied up. They're those three: Nancy, Steve, and
Robin
and Eddie.
Yeah, which Eddie is a good inclusion to the team. Like, he's really becoming that a part of it, integrating into it, which was really good. Actually, before we end this, I just have to talk about I mean, you probably have a favorite episode, but I'm gonna talk about a favorite episode of mine is the episode 4, Dear Billy with Max. Oh, that's probably you probably the same way. That whole episode was epic. Like the way she respond to her being kind of like in that trance, the way of her dealing with it, the way of her overcoming her fears and her um ability to not care about people or push people away, and how she overcame that, and the way she wrote letters to everyone and to Billy and all that. It was just it was tear dropping, to be honest. Like
Yeah. And that
she,
song,
huh?
the song,
Yeah, the
Up that
song. Oh my
hill.
lord! Like, like it was, and that's why I say Max is one of the best child actors there, because she took that episode away and whatnot, and that by far one of the best episodes, not even season 4 of like Stranger Thing history, bro. Is Dear Billy, episode 4.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that. That was my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just can't wait. I just can't wait from like when Stranger Things first came out. I was it was everyone was on it, this and that. I watched the first couple seasons and I was like, okay, it's a good show, but I don't know what the deal is. Like I didn't in the first 2 episodes. It was good, but I didn't know what the big hype about it. Now I can say like, yo, have you watched season 4 of Stranger Things? You need to watch season 4 of Stranger Things. Like I will be an advocate of going to people and recommending this show to them.
100%. Yeah, I have friends that I keep telling to watch it, and they're just like, "No, I'll never watch that show." And I'm just like, "Wow, okay."
Yes. Yep. I have friends like that too, bro. I'm like, bro, you have to check the show out. Like I'm not I mean, and I get it. Like it, it took to season 4 to be really, really good. For, but shows take time to build. Build an audience, build their character development, build a plot. And yeah, I don't know why they didn't have a couple more seasons, as far as, because right now each season is like, I mean, each episode is like an hour 20 minutes. The last episode was an hour and 40. Why not divide it? I don't know if that was on purpose or because of COVID stopped them from doing it for 2 years and whatnot, and they says what needed to wrap things up. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, man, this guys, watch Stranger Things, bro. It's you're not gonna be disappointed.
What would you rank it?
Hey, it's an like 9.5, like 9.5, 10 for the season. This part 1 of the season.
Yeah.
How about you?
We have to see how it wraps up in the end here too.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh,
you rank it?
probably 9.5 or 10.
Huh?
9.5 or 10.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to us. Hope you guys enjoyed Stranger Things as much as we have. Comment below, subscribe, follow our page